everyone, and we are back for more Dreams of Silver and Stone. The last thing we saw, of course, was Kaizen coming face to face with the Hunter Mantis, one of the more dangerous creatures that exist on Miocenis, so that can only go good places. We happen to see ourselves move from that position over to the more gentle location of Stuckfoot, back to the small village. We see Nohu and Kira dancing with each other outside. And we see Patchy looking out the window and seeing two of them kind of doing a Guardians of the Galaxy style, dance battle. It's great. You do see what Kiara is saying. You can't hear some parts of it, obviously, Patchy, but a good portion of Skeen is through motion. So you're getting like, I'd say 50-60% of the conversation that she's stating as she says something outside. So give us your best patchwork impression of what you're saying, Kiara, at this moment, where you cut out a small
It was literally
part of
only one sentence, though.
I know, but you're saying more now because he's still there trying to talk to you.
I don't think I would actually continue the conversation, though. I think I would say the one sentence, and when he doesn't answer, I would just open the door and walk in because I have things to do.
All right, then. So the dance battle ceases very quickly, and you see Kiara turn around and start walking towards your front door.
No, it doesn't cease. She's just retreating. So now
She's retreating.
pushing the advantage that he has by approaching her with the same dance moves.
He starts engaging in his best rendition, and if you're speaking Skeen, it's just random words.
I don't know Skin, so yes, most likely.
Have I seen this Kiara before?
You have. Kiara actually lives in Stuckfoot at the moment. She came here, I want to say just how long ago? How many years or months have you been here?
Probably a year. Probably right around that year mark, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, so year, give or take. Kiara's been here. Kiara has assisted in very few things, but she is proving to be helpful around the town, mostly sticking to herself.
But she would have seen me before.
Yes, she's seen you moving through town before, which is probably the reason why she's avoiding your shop as much as possible.
Correct.
She recently started working with Melody over at Melody's, the inn in town, needing a little more food and drink and a little bit more, good favor of the townsfolk recently.
I see. All right. Coming to my store. All right. I grab Felicia and my walking stick, try to look as decrepit as possible.
You pick up Felicia, and Felicia at this point is having none of it and really just wants to sleep. So she just dangles from your hand like just 10 pounds of cat.
Even better. Okay. Go back to sleep.
And Kiara, you open the door with Nohu dancing behind you very close. And see Patchy standing there holding the cat.
What's that thing?
I am in need of your assistance.
You speaking Skeen?
Yeah.
Hey, go away! I'm not buying anything you're selling.
Are you
I'm
speaking
the
Skeen,
dragon.
Patchy? Because Nohu does not speak Skeen.
So she is dancing now. If she is speaking
Yeah, they
Skin,
both start kind
I
of
did just
moving
now,
about.
yeah.
Is it normal for Skitson to speak Miocenis?
Is it normal for Skixon to speak Mayo? No, because you could understand it, but you can't speak it.
Okay, so a normal Skitson wouldn't be able to speak Okay.
Okay. What you want?
I'm just gonna hand him. I assume Melody gave me a list, and I'm just gonna hand the piece of paper to him.
All right, you hand over the paper, and on it, 1 second. Rob disconnected. He's gonna come back in just a second. And do you have audio now? We good? All right, we're good. Hands you a piece of paper, and you see that there's a small script basically for some antibiotics and some anesthetics. Basically something made that would make things numb and less painful.
I'm supposed to give this free. Is this how it works in this village?
Trade for trade. If Melody sent you something like this, then you'd have a favor owed from her.
In return for a favor, I see.
Correct.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me get this. I come out with a vial.
Okay.
Spit in this.
Spit in
No.
this, he yells at you.
Well, if you don't spit in this, no antibiotics. You need something in return. This tiny thing, spit. Come on. I don't got all day.
Can the dancing thing behind me do it instead?
No, you see
I'm gonna
them
get
just
that
kind
from
of.
you sooner or later, but I need one from you too. Sweat would work as well.
Well, by
Tend
this
not to
time,
give bodily fluids to people I don't know.
Well, do you accept antibiotics from people you don't know? What if it's tainted?
You're not getting my spit.
Well, I mean, well,
No, from where you're at, go ahead and roll aware for me.
by this time, would not have been able to just sneak past them and
Possibly. We'll
Yes.
determine that in just a moment.
Okay, you want what? Aware?
An aware roll.
come on, I just need elf DNA from my
There you go.
experiments. It's nothing to you. Are you gonna use that spit?
16.
Yes.
All right, Nohu. So the first thing you notice, of course, is the massive rows of chemical after chemical after chemical, the alembics and the various
No,
other
no.
alchemical materials nearby. You also notice a small room off to the side. It seems to have like a rope tying around one of the doors, and then there's a stairwell that goes up into the watchtower.
Hey, what you looking at?
I'm sorry, I was already deep with my nozzle inside one of those little like glass bottles, trying
So-
to taste what it is like.
So,
Tongue in a
Patchy-
glass bottle.
Patchy, you were standing there talking to Kiara. You're very interested in getting this. I would need you to roll an aware roll to see if you recognize Nohu moving around and proceeding to get ready to lick the inside of one of your glass vials. Nohu, can you give me an agile roll to see how sneaky you are as you do it, or just how you just are?
Would this affect my quirk?
Which quirk is that? I need to remember those things.
The one that gives me a +2 for dangerous and what's the
Yes, absolutely. Go for it. So Nohu does have, what is it?
fortune
Favors the
fool.
fool. Yes. So yes, absolutely. That's a 17. So Patchy, you're too engaged with Kiara and with getting the sample and doing appropriate trade to see Nohu as this little kobold just below the edge of your counter almost just kind of walks around the other side and grabs a hold of a vial and proceeds to stick it up to his face.
Do I see it now?
Give me one more aware roll. I'll say that you can have a chance.
I mean, you entered my store. Wait, I mean,
That is a 12. So no, Patchy, you don't notice yet.
I'm
You
not
might,
like
after the fact.
right deep in it.
I
I'm
just
just
need, it's just a spit. I bet your employer would get really pissed off if you don't get her all the antibiotics. I got not all day. If
I
you're
do
not
believe
gonna
she
do
owes you
boring-
trade, not me.
All right,
What?
so
I
She
don't
owes you
deal.
trade.
I don't deal with another good businessman. Out.
Nohu, so you grab a hold of the first vial you see, correct?
yeah. I'm like going like row after row, like beginning, going to the next one. Sniff.
Are you doing
We see-
shots?
We see
No,
Nohu's,
it's
Like a sampler at a winery,
We
you know,
see
you're
Nohu's
supposed to try a
reptilian
little bit of
tongue
all of it.
Yeah,
into
more
these
like a
things.
taster.
One of them burns all the way up and down. The other one tastes a bit like cinnamon, and that one right there, that's definitely swamp muck. You've had that before. And I need you to roll on the chaos table now, and I'm going to interpret what happens to you from all these mixed alchemical ingredients.
Can you share the
I will
table?
share the table.
Chaos.
Here it is. It is the chaotic table 100, and I will put this right here on Nohu. There you are, Nohu. You have it?
Yeah, I see it. I'll just save it over here,
All right.
and then I'll roll.
Let's see what the first chaos roll is here on Roll for Chaos. The target, or a random one in the affected area, has a biological change that brings to life anything they urinate on for the next 24 hours. The creature becomes feral and will attack anything around them as a symbol equivalent enemy. Level 1, the target should not know. Know who you're not aware of this at the moment, but the next time you have to urinate, it will come to life. Not the urine, but the thing you pee on.
Well, I've never seen that one before.
Now that I've closed my door, can I see Nohu?
I give you one more chance because Nohu has now made himself relatively available to see.
But can I get the plus now that like I'm no longer engaged?
Sure. I'll give you a +2.
When did you come up with that chaos effect, Ty?
It's
So,
Ty just at 2 a.m. Just.
what if you pee on something and it comes alive?
Have to keep it fresh.
all right, Sinan. So Patchy turns. You're still engaged with Kiara. Kiara, he's not willing to trade unless you trade with him, which you still believe that it
Not
should
how
be
it works.
Melody that actually owes him. But you do have coin. You can
Oh no,
also trade
Melody
for
will
coin.
owe me as well, but I collect DNA from whoever I meet and do trades with.
That's concerning.
It's not. It is a simple thing. You are just being unreasonable right now.
Kiara, roll aware.
Sure.
If I'm
Am I aware he's insane? Is that what this is?
That's not what this is. That's obvious. Go ahead. That is a 19. Kiara, as you're sitting there, your elven ears pick up a sound in the distance. Hello? Help me! He's coming back here! You hear the sound of something in the back room.
Patchy's holding hostages.
What? What? No. What? Lies.
How do you
So
react to the
believable.
sound of someone calling for help muted in the distance?
Do I hear it?
Yes, of course you do. You're very tuned to that individual subject.
Eh,
I'm gonna wait till he's distracted by the kobold taking shots, and I'm gonna make my way back there.
You're just gonna point that out that the kobold is taking shots now? Because you can
Yeah,
see it with that roll.
100%. Yeah.
So say it.
You might want to stop him before he drinks something toxic or close your shop.
Come on, yeah, okay, get your antibiotics. Just, I'll owe you a favor. I mean, she owes me a favor. Bang.
He hands you a bag full of antibiotics and turns back.
What you doing there? You underdeveloped lizard, you.
Nohu has just swallowed some of your rarest ingredients you found in this swamp recently.
You. Now I'm speaking in Miocenis because I know that's what he speaks. Get the hell out of my building, you peasant!
Hey, I'm a famous explorer. You have a lot of neat things in here.
I know you're a famous explorer. You're gonna get very acquainted with my cane soon, you little butt.
I'm start hitting him with my
Sounds like
cane.
beating you with the cane.
Spit it out! Spit it out!
I spit on him.
He spits on you. You see a bunch of different mixtures. Your shirt begins to have a hole appear in it from this goop. That mixture in particular, you haven't actually studied, Patchy, just so you're aware.
You owe me now, you little fingers.
Patchy, I need you to roll a brains roll for me real quick.
Is Patchy a fae? Getting favors from everyone? Is Patchy fae?
No, what me?
Who has to roll brains?
Patchy does.
Oh,
Also, did Patchy just call Nohu a dingus?
He did.
I heard dingus, yes.
Sure.
That is a 17.
I
Patchy,
noticed that. That's canon.
The complex collage of colloidal ingredients that Nohu happens to have downed recently should likely have dissolved his tongue and his teeth, and yet it hasn't. That is a scientific anomaly that you might want to study.
Wait a minute. Man, open your mouth! Open your mouth!
I try to grab his tongue and like pull it out and start like take out my magnifying glass.
You grab his tongue
Start
and it keeps
studying it.
coming out, and it keeps coming out as he's got like a 1.5 feet, 2 feet long, 3 foot long tongue.
oh, what? I don't know.
Hutch! Hutch! Shh! Zip it!
You gotta open the mouth. I can't flip it.
Getting spittle over me. Just shut up for a second. Oh, dear. Wait, how is this even possible?
Second now. Can I think now?
Now I'm gonna put another vial right underneath. I'm gonna squeeze the tongue to get a little bit of
Squeeze
liquid
it
out.
like it's a towel into the vial.
Ew.
Kiara, have you been
Yeah.
stunned by this display?
No, I've seen worse. I've seen worse shit on Avalon. It's fine. I'm gonna make my way
Right.
back to where I heard the,
All right,
The
so
screaming?
you move past. Well, Patch, I'm gonna say, Patchy, you are very enthralled in this. You don't see Kiara walking behind you and heading towards this door. As you reach the door, however, there is some ropes around the edges of it, a couple of small chains and locks. This door, it looks like it's been through the ringer a little bit. Maybe something tried to get in, tried to get out, and you can see some alchemical sigils around the edges of it that might be protecting it.
I don't love that idea.
You try to peek through the little space you can see at the edge of the door.
Yeah, I want to see what's in there.
We'll give you one more aware roll real quick.
Sure.
There you are. That is an 11. With an 11, as you kind of peek through this little door frame, you see a small, nondescript room with a bed nearby and a operating table of some kind and a figure tied up in a chair. It's very obviously got dwarven features, but it's hard to tell. You can see the remnants of an Empire frock on, maybe a uniform of some kind at one point or another. And there's a series of burn marks and a whole bunch of materials all around them on the floor. That's all you
It's
can
not
see.
clay though, right? Like I can know
It
it's
is
not clay.
No, it's
Cool.
not
Then
clay.
I don't really give a fuck.
Poke it with a stick, Clay? No. Okay, we're fine.
I'm like, no, okay, we're good. You know what I'm gonna do? Can I use my inconclusive insight in this very specific situation?
What type of insight are you looking into?
I'm gonna use my insight on Patchy. Can my question just be the fuck?
Yes, the fuck works.
Okay, yeah.
And the fuck's answer, inconclusively, is
Yeah.
Patchy is experimenting on someone for some purpose.
Cool. I don't like that. I'm gonna leave.
And Kiara turns and just walks out. You're carrying that little bag of
And I'm
things.
gonna make sure as I leave in that, asshole fashion that he hears me walk from behind him to the front door and kick the door closed to make the little bell ring to know that I was in his room.
All right. Suddenly you hear the bell ding as you're holding onto
Deuces.
No's tongue.
What? Oh, that stinking elf, that sneaky. Sneaky.
He's still holding your tongue with one hand, No.
Shaking no who around.
Wait a minute. What the hell are you?
I'm famous and an explorer.
I got that part. What else? Like, you're supposed to be dead right now. Your inside's supposed to be, like, hollow and rotting. Or melted.
No, make a brains roll for me real quick.
Brains roll.
That is very low. You don't see anything out of the ordinary here right now.
I'm just like gargle. The
The
tongue
end of the... What was that? Go ahead.
the tongue twists a little like a revolver inside the mouth. No, nothing, but I'm good. So, where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go?
Yeah, you said that I owe you. Usually, when people say that I owe them something, that means they want me near them until something explodes and then they don't move, or they tell me to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think I can use you.
Patchy,
Yes.
you have been looking for an opportunity in the past to collect a couple of potentially very rare samples that you can't seem to get the other villagers to go along with. You see, there is a certain cave, a cave that has rumors of a night terror that exists within it, a Koslov. There is a chemical substance they exude that you really want to get your hands on. But nobody's been willing to assist you so far. Maybe this kobold is the answer to that equation. And if it dies, well, then it won't eat any more of your stuff.
Chu, Makediche. Okay, know who. Now that you ate some of my precious materials, I can, give you to the authorities and get your, due justice. But I think I can set this aside. What you think?
I'm hungry. Do you have anything to eat?
Sure. I'm gonna grab one of my weirdly colored vials that I'm done with, and gonna just open it and pour it inside his mouth. I'm gonna throw it. You're gonna hear a crack sound in the distance. Okay, now, besides being famous, what else do you do?
I'm an explorer. I explore.
Cool. How you? What about exploring some very, very interesting cave with me? What do you say?
Oh, I love exploring caves.
Ooh, great. Well, we'll explore it together. Cool. Spit in this again a little bit more. I want more samples of whatever you have.
Right, so when are we going?
Okay, I'm just gonna take my dagger and gonna chip a bit of do kobolds have hair?
Some do, but this one does not.
No.
Then I'll just one of the bits of scales he doesn't need.
A little bit of old scales that you were planning on molting, you see him scrape off of you.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my stuff. You go outside. I don't want you to eat anything inside, and I'll meet you in a second.
Great. I'll be waiting outside.
Oh, by the way, I'm not supposed to speak your this language, so don't tell anyone that we spoke. Okay?
Wait, what?
Oh my God, sorry, TikTok ticket. Just wait outside.
Okay.
But he's an idiot. I guess that will be useful. Cool.
All right, so he waits outside, or heads outside while you're grabbing some of the materials that he left behind for you. And as we see, go ahead.
I also want to check on what happened in my bedroom, in my little study chamber, if the prisoner's still there.
If the prisoner's still, yep, you move over, you see them very obviously just kind of laying there, lulling. You know that it's been a while since you provided them any water, so you've left them in a state where they're just kind of delirious on purpose.
I'll just give a couple of drops in the mouth and throw it away and find a piece of tape and slam it on his mouth.
I don't know how you get that one out, but this one's stained.
All
my
right.
doors are so ugly. All right, whatever.
You keep him alive for the moment. He takes a small drink. Please, just let me go. Or kill me, you foul creature.
Shut up, you war criminal! You don't deserve any respect!
Furry. You're no more than an animal. We should wipe out all of your kind.
I felt bad for him.
Stab him in the head with my cane.
You see him just kind of slump down a little bit. And we now move back to the front of the building. Kiara, we see you walking through Stuckfoot. And you grab the items that you needed, and you begin heading past the past the Sweetwater Pond over to Melody's place. Out in front of this little, very quaint inn. It's been here for quite some time. It's like a large domed building with a small stables of these little tiny, I guess they're large. They're a type of beetle that's about the size of a small dog that is just kind of grazing outside and rolling up refuse from the leftover dinner that is thrown out in the pile, and they munch it and they spread it across the garden. And you see Skixen there, kind of rotund belly, female Skixen, large ears, more mouse-like than rat-like. And she's humming a tune as you come walking up in the direction. Looks over to you. Kiara, honey, did you get the things I needed to take care of these poor little
Affirmative.
creatures? Good, thank you very much. What did he ask for in return?
My saliva.
gross.
Correct.
Well, I'm sure we'll have to deal with something later. Thank you very much for being such a dear.
Are you aware of the hostage situation occurring in that facility?
Hostage situation? What are you talking about?
Dwarven male being held near death.
No, I wasn't aware of anything like that. Although, I mean, Patchy is a little strange. I wouldn't put it past him. Maybe you should talk to a member of the Watch. Maybe go speak with Lauren.
I'll just nod and turn and walk away.
She takes the herbs from you, and you see her walk over to these little beetles and start putting some on their little wounded bits, and begins humming again as you walk away from there.
Little wounded baby.
We now pop back to Clay aboard the ship. You've placed spark powder all around the window. You've prepared to detonate the charges. And why don't you give us brains or an agile roll, your choice, as you attempt to do this either quick and run away or smart and safe.
Okay.
Boom! 19 with a brains roll. You set up a nice little cloth fuse. You give it a bit of
Probably not the
distance.
first time I've done this.
Yeah, you just kind of walk over into a position knowing exactly you need to stand 15 feet away to avoid any blowback. You cover your ears and turn away from it. And then there's a boom as the explosion goes off, rocking against the window. Let's see if it was strong enough to blow the window out. You need to roll 3d6 for me, and as long as you get higher than 10, you will destroy that entirely, and you won't have to kind of force more of it. That is 6 points. That's not going to be high enough, Clay.
Unless I ace it.
Unless you ace it.
First
Yes, using the
ace.
first ace.
On damage. Let's go.
Here
Whee!
it goes again. 5, 10.
Hey.
Perfect. Right on the nose. 10 points of damage. This time the explosion
Just like I planned.
pow! Boom! You hear glass shatter, and a section of the window just launches out into the docks area, basically. And as the window kind of scatters end over end and hits the ground 15 feet below, you hear the shouts of people outside. You begin to hear whistles blowing. And what do you do there, Clay?
Grappling hook and just going down.
All right, so you run, you grab your grappling hook, swing it over the edge, and come down. Give me an agile roll to get there quickly and quietly.
10.
10. Okay.
It could be worse.
We'll see if anyone notices you as you make your way out, then why don't we?
Who would notice a man in a watermelon?
Actually, what I would like to do is I would like to use slippery eel, because I haven't been attacked in the round, and I want to get out of this dangerous situation, which would allow me to move half my move rating and find cover and become hidden from all my targets.
Good use of the ability. You spend your overload. So you will zip out, and while you don't have to make an agile move to hide yourself, this gives you that as an opportunity automatically, we will show you what you see now. As you come out across the dock, over to your left is where the ship is docked. You find yourself on an Empire platform, surrounded by soldiers who are kind of walking amongst. There's crowd out here too, but I don't have enough tokens to give all of them. Oh, thank you very much for the sub bomb there, Sanan, you wonderful man. So you happen to notice the soldiers kind of staring out towards the ship. Chaos begins to pop up, and everybody kind of turns and begins running in this direction. You will go first, and this will be done cinematically. Now, there is a train in this station that is looking like it's starting to head out from the station and go out into the wilds of Miocenis.
I love it. Let me see here. Okay, so what I'd like to do with my first action is get out my disguise kit and like kind of swap hats and like change up my beard and stuff, and just kind of look like another dwarf. And then I will simply like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like pointing up at the ship, like looking like a panic citizen, and so the arrow is where the ship is, like towards that direction.
Yeah, this is the dock. So you're actually standing
Great.
on the dock. The ship is lined
Great.
up directly with the side of this.
And I'm gonna like run away towards the train, away from the sound of an explosion, like a citizen
Alright,
would do.
You're going to dress up as quickly as you can to make yourself
Yeah.
look as much Empire citizen with your disguise kit. You throw it down on the ground. You immediately grab whatever you can. You're going fast. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
need you
it's
to
a quick
make
change. It's a quick change.
It's a quick change. Roll agile, and we'll see how successful you are at this disguise. One roll only, please.
Yep.
And that is an 11. So you put on some like quick makeup. You like put on a vest over the top. You kind of
Okay.
tuck yourself in as best you can. You put like a cover over your dirty boots, just like little. And you proceed to start moving from there. Go ahead and give me your movement. You can move one move rating per round here as we go, and we'll see what happens.
Let me just. It's hard to see the boxes, so I'm trying to. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's about it. There.
Now remember that if you use both clicks and pull in a direction, you can see how many squares something is away.
Right.
I like imagining Clay putting those little like hairnet things that they use in hospitals on their shoes on his feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like basically.
Yeah.
All right, so you move over to this position, and let's see. The first soldier just kind of runs up the stairs, not really aware. Let's see if the second one engages you.
I'll even do like officer.
Another one kind of runs over and doesn't bother to pay attention to you. They're both looking for the source of the explosion, and neither one of them seem to have thought of you. Another one comes around the corner and looks. Let's see if he recognizes that there's something off. Another one comes running in this direction. And we got one that stops, and as the other ones kind of run by you, one of them stops out in front of you. Citizen, what happened? Are you all right?
I'm not. I'm so sorry. I'm so scared. I was just looking. I love to watch the ships come in, and there was an explosion. And I'm so scared. I'm so glad you all are here.
Roll charming to lie your pants off to this guy.
Yeah. And do I get my disguise kit bonus?
You get half of it because you didn't
Half
get
of
to
it?
put very much
Rounding
on.
up.
Yes, of course.
Great.
Oh, that's a 12. So you say something in a way. Give me one word you say that kind of gives you away slightly as you're talking.
Counterpoint. What if I use my ability of actions of scoundrels to, when caught in a lie that could be life-threatening, you can use this to gain 1 free ace for the roll being made.
That can absolutely work here. You can go ahead and use your actions of scoundrels and give yourself an ace to reroll.
Great, I will do that because this is kind of bad to be surrounded by guards.
Whew, much better.
It's better.
With a 15, you actually have succeeded at that individual, just confusing them temporarily. He looks over at you and goes, well, get behind me. This place is very dangerous. We don't know if there's going to be more damage or if there's more terrorists.
Of course.
We've been hearing a lot of reports of the Vincere recently in the area. Just get to the security office.
Oh, of course. I'm gonna start to move past them.
All right. You get to move another distance as guards start, like, you see weapons being drawn, people looking over towards there, the activity starting to happen on board the ship. You hear the door open behind you inside of the ship through the doorway where you're at there, and you hear, he's gone, find out what happened. And they start looking over the events that you created inside of the ship.
Good. Rob doesn't want to do this, but Clay would. As I move past the last guard, I want to just quickly grab the coin purse and then rush onto the and then hop onto the train.
Then you go ahead and roll agile for me.
Correct.
Do we get any kind of bonus for them not?
The guard is distracted, so I'm gonna say
Do
that...
I get any kind of bonus for not making a testicle joke there?
Sure, you can have a +1 to any roll in the scene you make, Nova. So Rob, he is at -2 because of his distraction, but he still ended up getting a 16. So you need to beat a 16.
Distractions. I have a +2 for opportunity then.
That
yes,
you do.
Aha!
Oh, that isn't good at all. So I'm gonna say he's gonna catch you in
Clay.
this, Clay. So
Clay, my dear.
all right, if we got nothing else you're doing, then right at this moment.
I don't feel like justice quite fits.
Well, I mean, you can be like Sinan. I mean, Sinan can argue justice on almost everything.
This empire goon, right, is hoarding all of his silver while the rest
Robin
of the
Hood.
town has to. Yeah, and I have very little money to my name. I have to find my friend and keep her safe. And the fact that this guard is hoarding all of his silver while I sit penniless is an injustice if I've ever heard one.
One last coffee bean did provide Nova a +1 for not making a joke, so that's great.
There you
Thank you
go.
very much for that.
I really can I give it to
No,
Robbie?
no, you can't give it to him. Sorry.
I feel like I should never have made like it's like, oh, a +1 and then
All right.
for Nova. Like I
So-
feel like that
Something
bitch.
telepathy
Clay.
to Clay.
Clay, I will allow you to use justice in this if you do something altruistic with the money you take later.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
I will give you a chance to reroll. You still have to beat a 16, so here we go. You still have your +2 for your opportunity.
No whammies.
Boom! Much better. That gives you yeah, because you have -1 agile. I'm like, why are you only getting +1 here? But yes,
Listen, I'm
18.
not nobody to pickpocket, but
So you now have a
I'm
coin
so
purse.
proud.
Unless you want to stop and count through it, you won't know what's in it yet, but you do have one.
just going.
And
Train.
go ahead and give me your movement to where you head towards right now.
Okay, okay.
This train in front of you is now the lead part of it is actually all the way up there, so it's
Mm.
starting
so
to pick
I'm-
up speed.
I'm right here.
You rush up alongside it, and we're gonna see if any guards notice or attempt to stop you right now. Are you trying to not be noticed? I mean, you are running through the open now, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more just hoping that they have bigger issues than someone just kind of panically running.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a static roll. The opponent needs to beat a 12 in order to see you like booking it straight for a moving train.
Sure.
He gets a 6. So that is an 8 after his bonuses. He doesn't notice you. He's still too busy distracted by the explosion and moves around over towards it. Clay, the train starts moving past. You see a rail bar on the caboose cart start to move towards you, and the little staircase it has on the back end. Give me an agile roll. If you fail, you might take damage or do this roughly. If you succeed, which is going to be a 12 or higher, you are good to go. Oh, you're gonna injure yourself doing this, however.
Worth though.
So we're gonna find out what part of your body is injured real quick. Looks like you are getting hit on the left leg. So as you go up above this thing, your leg, your boot, that little tiny like scrub boot that was sticking over the edge of it, catches on the actual edge of the station on a little nail that's exposed and twists your leg, and you feel your ankle pop as you take 2 points of damage to your left leg.
Oh, it's gonna smart in the morning. It's smart now. What am I saying?
And we see Clay standing on the back of this train on the very caboose end, holding on to the little brass bars, and as it chugs away from the station. You can see soldiers running all over the place to and fro, searching for the stolen noble, the kidnapped noble from the ship now, as they had failed their role in determining what exactly had happened, instead believing you are now a hostage somewhere. Oh, the Copper Petter family is going to be so upset.
Gonna be irate.
And we see Clay like tip his hat in the distance as he turns, opens up the caboose door, and steps aboard the train as it heads off into Miocenis.
All things considered, went a little better than expected.
And from this moment, we switch back over to Nova and Kaizen. Two of you are on your small cliff edge, and this large chitinous creature comes towards you. I need both of you to roll initiative to see who goes before the bug, or if you do go before the bug at all.
No thanks.
Yeah, I'm good.
17.
There's a 17 and
Hold on, there's the hand. 19.
17 and a 19. And the insect gets 13. So
Take that,
you are
bug.
both moving before the bug does, but it is crawling towards you. It does have your scent and is looking at killing and eating you. In this case, Kaizen, you were the first one to go. You do see that creature just kind of up over the top. You see it twist its head sideways. You see those two little four claws kind of move forward and start bobbing back and forth slightly in front of you.
How far away?
About 5.5, maybe 6 feet.
Oh, okay. Well then, I'm going to. Kaizen pulls out his sword, which is
Okay.
a katana. He brings it down in front of him, and he closes his eyes and he bows his head and gets real calm and real quiet as he activates waiting.
Kaizen activates waiting. Nova, you see Kaizen up on the edge. He kind of stops, preparing to climb down, and moves over, and then grabs his sword and just waits.
Can I get up there?
You're gonna climb back up?
Well, yeah,
All right, that will take your movement to climb up.
fine. I do it. I climb.
All right, Nova turns and climbs back up the rope, coming up to stand next to you on the ledge. And you see, as you climb back up there, you see a hunter mantis out there. Your mother told you a lot of stories about these. Where you see one, there is probably a tribe. They will hunt you a long distance, and if this thing is allowed to live, it will have your scent and it will chase you across the marshes.
Unless maybe I can make it my friend?
Not as likely as other animals, as it is an intelligent beast.
So, do I have a standard action left?
You do.
I would like to use Wild Mind and try to make the bug my friend.
Of course you would.
All right, so that means you need to make a charming roll with your bonus from Wild Mind, and we'll see if
I've
the
been really
creature-
lonely for a long time. Everyone looks like a friend,
Friendship.
okay?
There we go. The insectoid gets a 12 to resist your effect.
All of the things in Wild Mind are 0. Should I just do a +4 and roll Charming?
Yes.
Okay.
$22. So
Nice.
explain to me how you turn this creature from hungry and feral
Okay.
into just neutral.
So, like, Nova pops up and then gets up there and notices it's a thing and remembers that her mom had talked about it at one point or another, but honestly does not remember what it was that she said, because it's been a really, really long time. It's just the vaguest of memories. So she's like, okay, well, maybe let's just be friends, right? So then it's heavy eye contact, and then she just kind of like moves with it a little bit of, like the Jurassic Park Chris thing, and then like starts clicking and like doing weird hand gestures. And maybe it's just confused. I don't know, but it seems to work.
The mantis in front of you is wondering why this strange food is doing the mating dance. So it just kind of stops and just quirks its head sideways and waits. So at the moment, the creature is more confused than aggressive. So you do have a moment's notice, but if you do anything that it sees as aggressive, it will change that attitude.
Don't try and kill it. Maybe you should just go, Kaizen. Let's go back down.
Kaizen, your turn at the end of the round. The creature just stands there. You waited, so did it.
I focus on it, look over at her. Are you controlling it?
Nope.
All right. Well, if you are wanting to spare this creature, then I will back slowly up with you.
We back slowly up.
All right, Kaizen, roll an agile to climb down the rope slowly and carefully, keeping eye contact with the hunter mantis.
18.
So you make it down. You start heading down the rope. You still have your sword like in your teeth, and you're just climbing down the rope. Kaizen, as your feet hit the water down below, you can tell that it's relatively deep, and you'll have to swim. You estimate probably 15 feet deep at the center, maybe 20.
Oh, so there's no creatures in there? Not at all. No hope.
You don't know that. Do you want to check?
Yes, I absolutely do.
All right, roll agile or aware for me.
Sensing a wee bit of sarcasm there.
Wow,
22.
Nice. 22. Kaizen, as you are sitting there and your feet go into the water, the murk kind of gets stirred up a little bit. You take a couple of steps forward and you immediately see a bunch of small leech-like creatures with bladed barbs on their head start swimming towards you through the water.
That's a nope.
I'm not sure if we're going to want to go down here.
Why? Whatever could there be?
Oh, just, slimy black bob things wanting to eat me. They're coming right at us.
I'm still up there.
Yes, you are. These things are roughly the size of a hand, by the way, Kaizen. So Nova, what do you do as Kaizen climbs down into the water below?
I'm gonna climb down.
I see that, LCB. I'll use that +1 on my next roll.
What? Last coffee bean.
Why are you coming down? I thought we were going up.
Are we going up?
We're
You
going
wanna
away.
I don't know. There's a big bug, and I think these things they have
all right.
more. And
You
then
go
those
first.
are sucky leashy things. What? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna
You're the one that is from this Miocenis. I don't know what this is or where we are.
hold the phone. I am not from here.
Well,
I
you
don't
seem
want to be.
far more
I don't.
familiar than I.
Miocenis does not represent my upbringing. I don't.
Yeah.
Don't lump me in with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with growing up in Miocenis. I'm not saying that. I'm just
Z, how dare you?
no. It's fine. It's fine. It's great to be from here. I'm just not. But we could take our chances with the. Do you do magic? I mean, you do magic. Do you do like aether magic? Could you like make like a ball or a bubble or like something uncomfortable or something?
What do you think I am?
I don't know. You're an aether mage, right? You control time. Why don't you do something like with the eels in the water so we can pass?
Your voice begins to sound a little aggressive. You hear the clicking noise from the mantis nearby, starting to change.
You little
Okay.
mantis. Yes, you are. You're so sweet. Yes, you are. We gotta hurry.
Can you do to these what you did to that?
They don't even have faces.
All right.
You can't make friends with things without a face.
Fine. I'm going to attempt to slow them enough to where we can get out of the way.
All right. How are you going to attempt this to slow them?
I began meditating while dangling on a rope with a katana in my teeth. And as focusing
Like
on
you do.
time and focusing on them coming toward me, I try to reach out and feel the crack in time and see if I can alter it enough to be able to slow these creatures.
All right. So this is a chaos roll. Looks like
Indeed.
first one that is not directly related to drinking random chemicals. Go ahead and give me a magical roll, Kaizen, and get higher than a 5.
Spoiler, I no longer have +12 magical.
Critical
It's a one.
failure.
Oh, Kaiser, no.
That's a no about the magic, by the
We're gonna
way.
use that ace at this point, I think. There goes an ace.
We can't do that. Here we go.
Once more into the breach, and a critical failure number 2. Kaizen, do you wish to this to more greatly impact you, or to potentially impact everyone around you?
That'd be me.
I am just going to argue that I am being compassionate by not letting my new friend get eaten by leeches and bled out.
100.
And that is
she's
me
not even
looking
in the
out.
water. She
She's
isn't in
going
the
to
water.
be.
I am. I might fall at any second.
Oh,
He's
we got
really
a
just
reroll.
protecting me.
Annika provided a reroll.
Okay. Have I mentioned lately how much I love our audience?
5. That is still
Are we se-
chaos magic, my friend. So we're gonna bring out that new chaos magic
Chaos
table.
is better than a veil. At least there's some.
True.
You can turn them all into butterflies.
Maybe he'll just make the leeches bigger.
Well, there'll only be
Who
2
knows?
hands,
We'll see.
guys. That's not that bad, right?
Yeah.
All right, you should see the roll table
I
now.
can
Let's
see
see what
it.
it is. 93. The target or random target in the affected area begins beeping. Oh. Okay. You are trying to stop all of them. So you see all of these little leeches, these 5 or 6 of them, suddenly have a number appear on their forehead. That would be 4. In 4 rounds, they will all explode.
They're blinking and they have numbers now. Does this make sense to you?
No. No, it does not.
Should we just face the bug upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, you begin climbing back up the rope.
I just keep going back up and down this
Interesting. So, while we've got beeping leeches at the bottom of the rope, and we have the mating dance scyther Mantis standing up at the top, we now change scenes and go back over to our Stuck Toes party. And we'll see what has
We don't
happened.
have beeping leeches yet.
You don't. Can I say that I just love how crazy this is already going?
Listen.
Give me 5 minutes.
Yep.
You know who 5 minutes in that potion shop will get beeping. We'll get worse than beeping leeches.
All right. So we move
I don't even know what they're
back.
gonna do. Presumably explode.
We move back over to Stuckfoot or Stucktoes. Yeah, Stuckfoot. Ugh, keep mixing that up. It's originally with Stucktoes, but Stuckfoot sounds better than Stucktoes because you get that confused with Stucktoes, and there might be some people out there that are into that, but I'm not. So I don't really want to have that on the. Anyway.
If it gets viewers.
If it gets viewers, we will sell our souls. See what I
Correct.
did there?
We're catfishing.
We're gonna pop back over to Nohu and Patchy. Patchy, you looked in on your guest.
Yeah.
I say guest slightly. Guest.
Guess it's not the term.
You provided water. You hit it upside the head with a cane. I called it in it. And we see Nohu. Where did you go from that point while Patchy went to check on his?
Supposed to wait outside.
He asked me to wait outside, so Nohu went outside his building and then plopped on the ground, took out a large canvas that he brings with him, and through all of his exploration, he's been slowly etching or drawing like a map of the surroundings. But they're all of like full of scribbles and simplified drawings.
Are
and
they
a
in
lot of
crayon?
No, it's
Oh.
ink. It's a normal like pen that he uses, but there's a lot of like little notes and drawings and angry faces and the like. And he's been like on the floor just drawing some more.
All right, so you've sat down and begun drawing. I want you to put in your inventory now Nohu's giant map.
Ooh, great! I already bought like canvas, so I'm just going to rename it.
Okay. So Nohu sits down and begins scrapping in more images of things and stuff that he sees and in places he might have been or is thinking of going or that kind of thing. We see Patchy inside walking out from where he's at. Your lab is sitting there. You see Felicia like on the floor pushing some of the fallen vials from Nohu's engagements inside of there. Just you see it rattle and move around the room. You see one of them bounce off the wall and then Felicia turns
Felicia.
back towards you.
Felicia, you want to go on an adventure, or do you want to stand guard here?
Felicia walks over to you and like starts rubbing up against your leg.
Oh, you want to go on an adventure? Of course you do. Come here, you.
I'm gonna place Felicia on my like head and grab my backpack, put it with a bunch of my materials that I deem essential. I'm also gonna grab one little fluid that a lot of my test subjects that has been dissolving a lot of my test subjects, and that just gonna grab that and
fluid.
have it in my hand as I leave.
All right, you step outside of the shop, locking up for the day, I'm assuming. And
Question. I think when he told Nohu to wait outside his shop, he literally wait outside his shop, as in he took a step out the door, closed it, and then plopped right back down.
you go to open the door.
He's like tripping over him.
You go to open the door, and the door just kind of into Nohu right outside of it.
Excuse me, is there someone out there?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
What? Move a little so I can open the damn door.
Oh, okay. I'll roll around
Rolls to the side.
along
Okay,
with
we're
the
taking
map.
things literal, I see.
You step out and you see a rather large and kind of hard to decipher map of the surrounding countryside.
Okay. That's
Oh,
interesting. Hey, take this. Take a swig of it.
done.
Glug? What
Is
did
he
you-
alive?
What did you give him? Oh, the dissolving solution?
This is how we get ants, Nohu.
Nohu, roll a tough roll. Let's see how you do with this dissolving solution.
It's not dissolving solution. It's just some material that has dissolved some of my test subjects, like the other stuff was supposed to.
No, who you drink it. Spicy. Feels like fire in the back of the throat.
I burp and a little bit of smoke slips out the mouth.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna take a note of that. My friend, I think this is the beginning of a great relationship for you and me. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna take my cane as well, and my backpack, and Felicia in my head, and come on. Let's go.
Felicia sprawls over the top of your head, her paws like coming down around the edges of your ears and onto your back as you hear that she's just sleeps on top of you.
Music to my ears. All right.
Yeah, just 1 second. I need to get my own stuff. And I hadn't thought about this while when I got the effect, but as soon as I saw the map, is that statue really there?
Yes, it is.
Then I had already thought that Nohu has taken the tendency of his small belongings, maybe his money, something precious to him. He's been known to go around the statue and like hide it like underground, and he's just like going, excavating, making a little hole, taking his stuff and patching it through. Not as good as maybe the groundskeeper may have liked, especially when he or she yells at him. But at this moment, he's going out on an adventure, that sort of thing. Gotta live prepared, gotta live ready and without too much burden. So he's gonna take the side of the statue, a little corner, and just, do his business before leaving.
Yo, as you stand there weeing on the side of this statue, you see one leg of the statue kind of and break a little bit of the stone, and then you see the whole thing kind of break off of it. Well, from where you're sitting, you can see the garden that is out there in the middle, that Periwinkle manages, and the statue there that was of the founder of this village has turned and started looking at Nohu.
Hi, I'm a famous explorer.
The statue just looks at you, its mouth kind of moves, it just grinds in like this like stony way.
Great to meet you. I'm going out on an adventure.
You see the statue begins reaching for Nohu, Patchy.
Wait, is there anyone else around?
You see Periwinkle out in the brush, kind of playing with the plants like she does. Off to your left, you can see Kiara walking towards the watchtower.
I wasn't actually going to the watch. I'm not a snitch.
Okay. Well, you see Kiara standing out there in the main commons. Where were you headed?
I can't speak in my own now. That
Patchy's place to steal his shit.
So
I'm gonna scream in Skixon and be like, you got that statue alive! Statue alive!
Periwinkle kind of looks up from the side.
What in the world is it? It's not supposed to do that.
You see her kind of getting a little bit furled in the face. The statue like steps over, and Nohu, as it reaches down for you, do you do anything?
Not I, but my personal a little friend called Watt, my Tinker's assistant, has developed a bit of a self-preservation program, considering that it's attached to the end of my tail. So with its grappling hook program, it's going to latch as far away as it can go onto something. I'll just drag Nohu around.
Activating defense mode.
And you see Nohu's tail just grab a hold of something and pull him away. His little butt like pulled in one direction. His arms kind of flailing in front of him.
Bye!
The statue kind of stops reaching for you and turns and sees Patchy and begins walking towards Patchy, damaging some of the flowers and the waters that it walks through. You see Periwinkle go, no! The flowers!
Oh boy. I'm gonna reach into my pocket. I'm gonna. Does this look like a statue that can be hurt by flame?
It's stone. I mean, you don't really burn stone unless it's really, really hot.
Ah, damn it! I don't want to use my acids. Ah, shit. Okay. Acid would dissolve it, innit?
Yep, it would over time.
I'm gonna grab one of my vials. Gonna make a little bit of a calculation of the wind distance and everything, and gonna hold it in my hand, and gonna look at it and do a little bit of a drawing in air, and then turn it with tracer.
That's this. So you're launching your acid vial at it?
Yes.
All right, you get to roll 2d8 points of damage as you hit this stone with it.
2d8. Should I just grab the?
Just grab and roll 2d8 for now, because the damage is different based on the. There you go. This acid splashes across this thing, and you see it kind of look at you, and a look of surprise over the founder's face as the body begins dissolving in front of you. You see bits and pieces of it crumble off as the stone falls to pieces, and the statue is destroyed.
No, what happened to that? Wait, is Nova next to me?
Nova isn't. Kiara is not that far away.
I meant
though.
Nohu.
Nohu? No, he got. Well, which direction did your tail zip you? Towards what number on the map there?
Let's see now.
There you go. You went towards 2. All right, so you had actually gone and zipped across over towards Brick's Bakery. So the tail just and you go zipping in that direction. Roll agile for me, Nohu, real quick.
Agile.
That is a 16. So you are flung towards this bakery very rapidly. You have the chance of either stopping yourself short of the wall or bouncing through the window.
I'll bounce through the window.
Of course you will. So Nohu just and you see him just go through the little windowsill, the latticed edge. They don't have glass on most of the windows in this area. And there's a large of like flour that comes out the window. You hear some Skixon noises coming from within.
Hi, I'm a famous explorer.
Kiara, we see you moving over towards Patchy's residence. He's standing outside fighting a statue in the middle.
I'm obviously not gonna break in while he's there.
So you gotta wait until he leaves?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out. 100%.
All right, Kiara just kind of stands off to the side and tries to make herself unnoticed. Roll.
Can I see if I spot her, because I know she's been inside?
You can roll aware. All right, Patchy gets a 10 to notice you. Kiara, roll on a agile to hide yourself.
Why it gotta be agile though? No, it's fine.
14. All right, so no, you were too busy engaged with the statue, and
can I say it would be very wise to have an eye out for the person that most likely.
You can't have that much silver, can you?
I do believe that you're very cautious about what makes it into your building, and you're hiding the fact that you're holding someone hostage to experiment on. I will say it would be wise to notice this. Yes, so I will give you your reroll. 19 to 21. Unfortunately, Kiara, you are noticed. So you crash this statue, and you turn over just in time to see Kiara doing that like sneak walk off to the side, and see her heading into in the general direction of your house, but off to the side.
Hey, you, elf girl! I see you. Come here.
She just ignores you.
Well, I'll let your employer know you've been sneaking into other people's houses unannounced. Want me to do that?
When have I done that?
What?
When have I done that?
Oh, you made yourself known pretty well while you were leaving my place, my adobe, my private residence.
Did we not do business?
Yeah, that doesn't mean you can just go inside my place and open locked doors.
I didn't touch that door.
Okay, DJ, you did. I spotted it.
I left your door untouched.
No, you did. That was not okay. I did not see that, did I, Ty?
You didn't see her touch the door, no.
Well, I saw the door being touched. I know everything about my place.
You got
Perhaps
the opinion
you are
that...
senile.
What? No, I'm listening to what Ty said.
I
What?
said
What
you,
is it?
you might have a suspicion that she knows something about your residence, but she didn't actually touch the door. She just looked through the gap.
Well, you keep her away from my place. If you step in, I'll know. I'm gonna make walls from anywhere, happen all over the place, so it's completely locked as I'm gone.
It is a house. There are indeed walls.
No, just a door. I'm not talking to you. I'm just what's happening?
So Patchy like turns and causes a wall to like come up behind his doors.
Those don't last very long.
They'll last until I'm back. All right. No, where the hell did that little lizard go? You stay away from it.
Nohu, we move over to you. You have flown through the window of Brick's bakery. Brick is standing inside, kind of indignant. He is a Skixen that is almost 4 feet tall and shaped like a square, looking a little bit more like a large gerbil than other Skixen do. And as he stands there in front of you with his hands on his hips, he starts doing the Skixen dance towards you again, since you don't speak his language.
Indeed. I see. I understand. All right, goodbye.
And no, just like starts leaving, and you hear come from inside the room. And no, who steps back out, covered completely head to toe in white and yellow flour.
White and yellow flour?
Yes.
Like flowers or like poof.
Like bakery flour.
It's a bakery. It's flour.
Right. But why yellow? It's scary.
Almond flour is kind of yellow.
So is mushroom flour.
Ew.
And each of his steps is like marked by little white footprints.
Little footprints everywhere as he walks away.
As he goes into
So
patches.
Nohu walks over towards you, Patchy, and just like shakes off, and you see flour everywhere.
What's been going on with you? By the way, I besides walls from anywhere, I also locked my door with the lock that I have in my inventory. What you doing? What's happening to you? Why are you all different color now?
I'm ready. Let's go. Oh, is she coming? I am assuming that Kiara is like nearby.
She is. She's standing right there.
No, she's not coming to our cave of riches. Wait.
I am now.
Oh, you want to go with us to explore a MILF?
What?
Yeah. And I take out my map and I like point to one of those places that has the name MILF. It's an area with many injuries and little food. We're going to explore that place.
Gonna go explore MILF.
I would love nothing more than to explore a MILF.
I'm gonna take Nohu's hand and like grab him without speaking anymore.
All right, Kiara. So when they talk about wealth, obviously your interest is piqued just a little bit.
Correct.
And you proceed to start traveling with them a little bit, obviously cautious. Patchy, as you and Nohu and Kiara head out towards the main gate and proceed to start heading down the thoroughfare past the market and towards the pathway that leads off into Greater Miocenis, you see 4 Empire soldiers walking fully armed towards the city.
Nope.
As the guards come up a little bit, or the soldiers come up a little bit closer, the lead silver shield dwarf that is standing there carrying a badge of authority sees all of you nearby and oh, there, citizens of the Empire. We're here on officious business. Do any of you speak an appropriate tongue?
Did you say
girl.
officious?
What'd you
That's
say
funny.
that in? What'd you say that in?
In Mayo.
In Mayo? Okay. Really, this sour tongue.
I'm gonna pretend to be as blind as I can and try to touch their faces as if trying to
They kinda,
understand
like,
it.
try to hold you back a little bit. Look, just
Robin Hood again?
back up. Get
I'm
your,
gonna get a
Briefly,
little
nice.
trace of sweat.
as you go to grab a hold of him, he like turns to Kiara and is like, "Get your pet away from me."
I'm gonna pretend I don't understand him.
You're the only one that speaks a common tongue, it seems. A kobold thing. Tell your friends here that we are on the lookout for terrorists. The Vincere have been spotted in the region and we will find out where they are. There are rumors that some of them are staying inside of this very village, this Swampfoot, whatever. We will find out. All of you, you must come with us. Stay inside of this city until we've continued our investigation and ended up with these results. You see the guards kind of spread out and pull weapons, or prepare to pull weapons, as they try to make you move back into the village.
I'm resisting none of that. I'm gonna walk back in the village. We
Kiara
don't
turns
fuck
to
with
me.
Empire guards in this situation in any way, shape, or form.
Question: would I know who the Vincere they're talking about, or am I totally?
Let's roll brains and see if you can parse out what they might be talking about. That is a 12. With that, you don't know specifically, but if you had to warrant a guess, there are a few Skixen that live in the village that have been very anti-Empire sentiment, but they're young, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. One of them's only a few years old. For Skixen, that still is, mature enough to make their own decisions, but it would be like teenagers that are deciding to do this.
Another question: would sometimes, but my cousins, let's say, visiting me, their old little patchy uncle, that's not happening anytime soon, as far as I know, right?
That doesn't happen anytime soon.
Cool.
So if they're looking for someone here, you're not sure who it is. You have some ideas of who might be, but you don't know for sure.
I'm gonna move away and grab Nohu by his arm and drag him to another corner where they are not looking.
You move over near the little market, which is 7 on that map I shared. And you can kind of stand there and speak to each other. You see the proprietor of the stand, Eckhart, standing there. Humi, he crash landed here a long time ago and just kind of stuck around in the village, looking over towards you. What is the reason for their visit, Patchy?
They're saying Vincere is in the territory. I'm assuming he's speaking in Skeen.
Yeah.
They're saying that Vincere has been in the territory. It's probably them youngsters always talking about taking on the Empire and all that. It's misunderstood, poor younglings.
Well, that's not good. We'll give them whatever they need and get them out of here. I'm worried for many here.
I mean, there's kind of like 4 of them in here. We could take them.
That's a bad idea, my friend. The last village that chose to take on the Empire, they sent in an entire force, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Also, what can Patchy do? I'm just an old.
Yeah, we wouldn't want you to hurt yourself. I know that you've got a lot of fire left in those eyes, Patchy. I can see it, but that doesn't mean that you should harm yourself in trying to take on these soldiers.
Fire, me. Most days, I can't even find the door in my place. Fire. I wouldn't say fire. Fire. So, how's your day going then?
Well, it was fine up until now. We're expecting another trade crew to come through here anytime, but they're a little delayed.
Yeah, Empire would do that. Can I persuade you to spit in this vial?
Sure.
Go. All right, thank you. Ooh, juicy one. Go.
And you see the Empire soldiers. Some of them stand outside the village, kind of waiting, and a couple of them go walking past you into the interior. You see them heading towards Melody's.
I'm gonna try to keep an eye, be close by, look as blind like a blind rat, and listening on their conversations.
All right. As we see you listening, the very first thing that you hear is, "We know that there's someone here that's working for the Vincere. We will not stop until we have taken them by force if necessary. It doesn't matter if they're alive or dead. You Skixon, you're too young. You live too short of life. You make bad decisions. You make bad decisions, people get hurt. People get hurt. There are consequences. Those actions, there's laws. You must abide by them. It doesn't matter if your animalistic brains can't consider what those laws are or remember them all at once."
Little condescension there.
You see Melody sitting there. She just scratches herself a little bit. "Yeah, sir. Yeah, good sir. In Skixon. Of course, we'll do anything that you need. Just hopefully you are in and out in no time. I'm sure it's nothing more than a misunderstanding, really." The dwarf kind of has the individual standing next to him interpret. "Misunderstanding. Yes, that's what it is. We need to go house by house. Get the other boys, and we'll oust whoever this is. They left us something important." And he holds up a piece of cloth that happens to have like a little blood stain on it and a old insignia of some kind. And as we see you, Patchy, standing there off to the side, roll aware to see if you determine what that insignia is.
Oh no.
16. That is a handkerchief that you gave to Six Toes, Bent Ear's child, the father of this young Skixon. That is something you specifically gave to a kid to cure a bloody nose at one point in the past. It's got your house name on it.
My what name on it?
Your house name on it.
House like
your old name on it.
Oh, like Skixon name.
Yeah, of course.
Oh no! No, come. We go back.
Nahu's been busy trying to make a hole underneath one of the around the barriers, like if the entrance is impossible, then he's just been busy like making his own way out.
Okay,
all right,
good
go ahead
idea.
and roll.
Try to make a hole, and if you make a hole, you come and get me. I'll be back in my house. Shit.
All right.
I'm gonna run back to the house.
You go rushing through the street. Give me an agile roll to see if the soldiers see you sprinting back towards your residence. That is a 5. So it is likely they will see you. We'll play that out in a minute. Nohu.
Do I see them see me?
Not yet. We'll see what happens. Nohu, I need you to roll agile as you begin to dig under the gate.
All right, I am assuming this is also affected.
Yes. That's funny.
Nice.
All right, do you want to do something that benefits you greatly, Nohu, or everyone around you?
I'll save everyone around me.
All right. For
Thanks,
everyone
Nohu.
around you, I'll give you another choice. One will be that you will be able to provide a secret entrance and exit to this city that if you're ever locked in here for any reason, you could use to get in and out without being noticed. Or you can cause some sort of distraction right now that will keep Patchy from being noticed in a second.
Oh, secret entrance.
All right, secret entrance it is.
Secret tunnel.
So we see Kiara standing inside the village. We see Patchy running at breakneck speed towards his house. We see Nohu just butt down, tail up in the air, and with just dirt kind of flying behind him, digging this hole like a dog would, but in a way that nobody else seems to notice. And Patchy, you make it to your house. You don't think you were noticed, but as you run up and you immediately tug the lock off your door and try to open it, there's a wall in front of your face. And you hear a soldier's voice go, "You there, old Skixon. You seem like you're in a hurry." And you see a bunch of soldiers start walking up behind you, and the scene fades as we travel back to a train traveling through the countryside. Clay, you're standing inside the caboose cart. you see that this seems to be a tour train. There's a bunch of mucky muck individuals and lots of money, obviously, here. The individuals that have come to this place to stare and ogle at the strange and alien landscape and the creatures that live here and the people are all just kind of chattering and laughing and saying inane vagaries about various things and kind of, talking themselves up, just a little bit of, whatever. And as you're standing inside the caboose cart, you see a waiter, a Skixon, kind of bound over towards you and kind of lift up a little tray that's got some little cheese and ham rolls and a couple of little drinks on it, and just nods and says in Skeen something. Do you understand Skeen?
I do.
He goes, "There you go, highfalutin, another one. I'll just smile and wave, smile and wave. I hope you enjoy these things and it doesn't choke you."
And I will hand him the do they appear to be, what pronouns do they use?
What pronouns do they use? It's hard to tell on an animal that's like that.
I'll hand them the bag of silver I named off, and I'll say in Skeen, hey friend, how you doing? Just
Fuck.
taking a train. Yeah, but don't worry, I'm not like them. I'm gonna scam a few of them. Where are we going here?
Scam a few of them.
One
You're
in?
my new best friend.
Wonderful.
We are currently heading all the way out from the fort, and I believe the next stop off. Let me see the map real quick, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Where are you, Mio? I gotta find a better way to not close these things off. So
Fair.
we're moving out west past Fort Mesa. We're gonna end up at the end of the line, which is just before the Kostlov Marsh, in a small city called what is it called? Skeeto End. And then we're gonna turn and come back after they do this whole little song and dance thing where they get out and they ogle the locals and they're like, "Oh wow, this is such a crazy place." And then they have this mushroom forest. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know where I could find a place called Stuckfoot?
Stuckfoot. Yeah, actually, it's only about a day. Well, if you have good travel, about a day south. If you're walking on foot, I mean, you're talking about like 3 or 4 days through the swamp from Skeeto's End.
Okay, I'll figure out travel later. So, my friend, my new wonderful friend. What's your name, by the way?
My name is Twitchier. You see one of his ears is like.
Twitchier. The name's Clay. Pleasure to meet ya.
Meet you, Clay.
Here's my plan. How quick are you with those hands? Like, you got sticky fingers potentially?
I mean, he like looks at him. I'm pretty good, I suppose. If you really want, I'll show you how good.
I like the way you think. So I'm gonna do a bit of warm up, case the joint by trying to sell some folks some snake oil. I mean, there's so many noxious gases around here. You gotta be safe than sorry, right? But
what's a snake?
I'm gonna sell them fake antidote.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And this whole time I was just like, yeah. So, but once I find a good mark, I'll give you a little symbol. I'll give him I'll do one of these over you and bring me a drink, and I'll take one of the maybe less perceptive people around here dancing, and you can swipe the purse. We'll split it 50-50. How's that sound to you?
Sounds exceptional, my friend.
Great. We're gonna be great friends, Twitchier. All right.
I don't recommend eating anything on the tray. I spit in all of it.
That's fair enough. Here, actually, I'll spit on one of them too.
You see him kind of wink at you with his big eyes, and he kind of walks through the crowd, trying to keep an eye on you. And you see him handing these things out. The very first noble he comes across, he offers them, and they hand the big one with the glob of whatever glistening on it still, and you just see them. So from that moment, you see Twitchy are kind of moving through the crowd and wandering off. Where do you go from there? Are you heading further up through the carts? Are you going to stay back here in the caboose?
No, if I feel like I'm already in the place I need to be, so I'm just going to start kind of cozying up with some of the nobles, like making small talk, trying to ingratiate myself.
All right, give me a general charming roll. We'll see how well you do at...
Would you consider this diplomacy?
This is diplomacy, yes.
I thought so too.
Oh, that's still relatively low, but a 13's not bad. So I'll say that you are moderately successful. You're in with a crowd of individuals who are really snooty. So getting on their good sides is really a battle of wills more than
Yeah.
capability.
So I'll switch tactics and I'll start to say, oh, get a load of that ring. It's amazing. I wish I could ever afford something that beautiful. I mean, you folks, really class acts. I mean, you know, I'm a little more of a trader. I'm not, of course, anywhere as noble as you, amazing folks. So I'm honored to be in the same car as you all.
The owner of the ring in question kind of looks at it, this large, very thick, multiple gemstone studded, gaudy thing that really just looks like a bunch of beetles stacked on top of each other on a hand, but whatever. Looks over at you. Yes, I'm very grateful to see that you have seen the value of this object. You see, this is nothing but a pittance, a trifling thing of my family's inherited wealth. I got this on my 4th birthday, and you see, I've continued holding it from when I was a child. Of course, it fit all the way around my wrist, but I've grown into it quite. These fingers are just delicate and appreciate it. Again, this right here, you can see the fine craftsmanship. I received this from Avalon Noble House there themselves, actually, as part of that birthday. It was to make sure that my family got all the recognition it deserves.
Please steal everything from him.
Well, and I'm gonna kind of lean in conspiratorially for the second time this episode. Now, of course, that is a absolute beauty. I'm just a little worried. You've got protection for it, right?
Protection for it, of course. I've got 16 bodyguards in the front carriage. Of course, they wouldn't come back.
No.
You see the rest of the crowd start laughing. Coming folk in here. Of course
You are quite
not.
a charmer. No, I meant about, well, you know, you're on Miocenis, of course. So, of course, you know about the swamp gas, right?
The swamp gas. Swamp gas. What are you talking about?
Well, you know that there's, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you did enough research, but you know, there's gases, kind of where we're headed that could erode some of the finer details on that ring.
Oh,
You have the
really?
protection for that, right?
They did not put this in the brochure. I don't
what?
believe that we should be putting any of our finery into the place of that
Sorry, what's your
disgusting
name?
swamp gas.
My good sir.
I'm Nostromo.
Nostromo. All right. Not gonna lie. So I've been on Miocenis for a bit here. So here's the thing. I think you might have gotten. It's not illegal. They might have just. My guess is when you get on the tour where you're going, it's beautiful. There's creatures colors that I don't think even exist where I'm from, but they're gonna tell you about it once you get there, and they're gonna upsell you a bit. It's gonna be. It's one of those.
One of those
right?
business deals, of course.
Right.
Put people in a position of weakness and then just crush them, rake them across the coals to give them that edge they need to just wring us dry of every cent they can. That's how I would operate.
Of course. Now, I don't mind that, of course, and of course you don't. But I mind it when people do it to me. So, because I can tell we're already going to be great friends, I actually have an alchemist friend who has made up some for me myself. I'll be willing to sell you more on a market price here.
The market price. So what is it that this alchemist substance does exactly?
Oh, it's super simple. It honestly looks like water, smells like roses. It's a little more viscous. I don't know. I'm not the alchemist, but all it will really do is instead of that swamp gas kind of, oh, look at that detail. It's immaculate. It'll keep it nice and safe.
Nice and safe, you say. Roll charming for me once more, will you, sir, as you attempt to sell rose-scented water to these mucky mucks. That is a 16. And we're gonna see. Okay.
And I want to mention that I'm having this conversation a bit loudly so that other people hear what I'm saying.
Of course. You see some of the other individuals on the cart kind of moving about and kind of move a little bit closer. I don't want my pearls to become a little bit corroded by the swamp gas out here.
Oh, pearls.
Edward, why don't
Sorry,
you?
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but pearls are. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you had pearls on, because I mean, this guy's
they're true organic pearls from Rulo. You don't think the swamp gas would dissolve them?
I don't want to say it, man, because those are some beautiful pearls, but I'm sorry. It's like putting out someone without any bug spray out into the wilderness here. I mean,
Oh, yes,
just
we wouldn't
getting
want that. You see the lady just kind of go, oh, my dear Edward, they didn't say anything like this in the brochure.
Well, have no fear. I've got a, and I'll like pull out this like little box with some like nice filigree and a bunch of like a dozen vials. It's only 15 silver to protect any of your precious items here.
15 silver, that is nothing. Edward, please get me this.
nothing.
I demand it now. I must protect everything. Do you have enough to cover an entire wardrobe?
Oh, well, here, actually, and I'll pull out a vial that's got, like, a very unnecessary carvings in it. Well, actually, I've got some oil right here. It's a little more pricey, I know, but it'll last a little bit longer, and I think smells a little better. Got a little lavender in it.
All right. So with your previous roll, with everything you've engaged in, I'm going to say, at this point, you're able to swindle 10d6 gold or silver off of these individuals. So go ahead and roll 10d6. We'll see what you come away with.
10d6.
10.
Clay and I
There
like
is
silver.
a base 20 that will go underneath that. So you have 56 silver you swindle out of these nobles.
Oh my god, that feels so good.
That vicariously feels good.
You know, you've already gained more loot than Zephyr did. So we're good.
Oh,
And then I will.
oh.
Oh my goodness.
Does it smell salty in here?
Oh, goodness.
He's not gonna have another expression the rest of the show.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Too soon.
So,
All right.
so that's what it feels like ingesting all of that acid.
Oh god. So Clay, you ride there a bit, and the next scene that we see is you laughing and sharing this rosy scent with everybody on board the train, and arriving at Mosquito's End. As you come outside, you see this large ringed village that has a large fence, a metal fence kind of surrounding it, pillars of mithril kind of spiked up at various points, and a whole bunch of signs. Come see the XYZ bugs here and there and there inside of cages, like like some resort, like you're going to a wild animal kingdom or something like that.
Yeah.
And you see all the Skixen kind of dressed up in these poofy little outfits and walking around and providing food and drink to everyone. And them kind of, oh, look at that. Don't they look so darling? Oh, isn't that so cute?
Okay, so here's my plan now. So my friend, I'm going to like try and engage him in conversation so he stays on just a little bit longer than everyone else.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, my good friend, I noticed you actually got, unfortunately, just a little scuff on your shoe. I would not. We've been such good friends. Would you mind? I could just buff that out real quick for you.
Oh yeah. So why don't you do that?
Yes, of course. And here, personally, my family raised me right. I don't think any good shoe shine's good without a good hot towel.
Absolutely not. Yes, indeed.
Great. So I'm gonna like put a hot towel over his like eyes and.
Did you
so
pull a
he
hot
looks like
towel from
that.
your ass?
Yeah, I just have like a towel and like some hot water. And then I'll do the symbol to Twitch ear. And also, I have a bit of lotion here. Want to make sure those hands stay soft. Do you mind if my friend also gets you there too?
Oh yes, absolutely. Your friend can get me there anytime.
Of course. And then I'll like nod at Twitch ear and point at the ring, and then just shine his shoes while Twitch ear does
Let's
his
see.
thing.
There goes a roll, and you see him just, his hand comes over it, the ring is gone. He sucks it into a pocket, and he just tips his hat at you and then wanders off on the cart.
Great. And then I'm going to just, as I shine shoes, I'll say, all right, and now for the finishing touch, I'll just put out basically like some essential oils, and I'll be like, this is actually, this is a very old Miocenis tradition. This is a plant that if you just sit in its aromas, I noticed I don't see a wedding ring. It does a lot of good with the ladies. I'll just say that.
A wedding ring, huh?
Exactly. So just sit, let the scent kind of flow through you a bit. Also, enjoy the hot towel and just kind of relax, let the tension release from you. Have you ever meditated before?
Oh, yes. We have quite a few meditations, some authentic ones that we got from Rulo, of course. They happen to have shamans there. You know what a shaman is?
Oh, I wish I could be educated by someone as fine and wonderful as you. But for now, just pretend you're on Rulo. You're one of those magnificent shaman, and just meditate away, and then you'll wake up feeling so revitalized.
Breathing exercises in 3, 1.
Out of there.
And you just zip out into the crowd.
Somewhere Moz is super pissed off about the appropriation of her language.
She's like gathering the dragon's strength to annihilate this train.
All right, so you make your way
Just the
out
one guy.
into the village, and from there you have a decent haul. Where does Clay head at that point?
Yeah, I'll just catch up with Twitch ears and say, wherever you fence that for, we'll split it.
All right. Well, you'll have to come back in a few days, my friend. It's not easy to sell this in the midst of things, and we're going to need to wait until time goes by. But I bet you I could get a couple hundred silver for it.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna owe me because I got okay. How about this? Do you think you could figure out a way for me to get to, you keep the ring, but I need to get to Stuckfoot ASAP. All right. So do you think you could do that for me?
Well, yes, I could possibly do that. I've got a cousin not too far from here that raises skeeters. You could potentially ride one.
Sure. Why not? So just hook me up with your cousin and a ride and some food, and we'll call it even. You can keep the ring. How's that sound?
Excellent. I'll do that.
Great.
I needed a day off anyway, so I will just tell my employer I'm going to take a little time, and then we'll head on out to my cousin's.
Right.
All right. And we see Twitch here and Clay kind of wandering off through the crowd at that point as we change scenes once more to go back to the crew that is dealing with head beeping critters and what was that? A
Mantis.
A mantis.
Ladybug.
Yeah.
A mantis and the head beeping leeches. Leeches. Head beeping leeches and a mantis. I was doing too many things at once and my brain went, nope, we don't need to think.
Actually, it was a baby
right
panda and some like nice little koi fish. That's what we were doing.
That's not what that was. We're still back here. So there we
I
are.
recall.
One of the koi fish's name was Beep, if that makes
That's
sense.
right. Yes. He had an explosive personality. That's how you're getting things confused.
So both of you climbed back up after seeing all of these leech-like creatures inside of the water down below that were getting closer and closer to Kaizen. And now you come back up to the top. The mantis is sitting there, but you see it start getting agitated. It starts moving a little bit further towards you, and you hear it start making these little chirp noises that you hear an answer from in the distance.
It's time to go.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, my mom really did like to rattle off facts about animals a whole heck of a lot. And I'm pretty sure that this one said something about it being able to smell us and possibly sharing that information with a whole bunch of its friends.
Sorry, I missed something.
Are we going back down the rope?
Well, I don't think that's a good option because those things say like 3 now, which is freaking me out. I've never seen that spell.
Okay. Hold on.
So maybe we just try to go past the bug?
I would like to activate See the Heart and see if I know what these things want. Maybe they want something other than eating us. Most likely not.
Which things? The leeches
bug.
or the bug? The bug?
Yes.
It is very hungry.
Does it like leech?
You don't know.
2 birds, 1 stone?
The heart of the creature is that right now it's preparing to hunt for its young. It doesn't currently see you as food, but it's rapidly approaching that again.
Okay. Oh, I don't know this.
You're still doing the dance.
While she does that, I'm going to pull out my bow and I am going to do one breath release.
All right. He just quickly whoosh, draws, pulls an arrow back to the side of his face, breathes out, and fires an attack.
But it had babies.
It's got to go.
Roll your bow attack for me, sir.
I'm scared. Oh, hold on.
Does one breath give you any bonuses on the individual attack? Okay, the crit success. If you wait, you can double range. Your ammunition is always retrievable, and you add your aware stat to all range damage rolls. Okay.
15.
So you are going to hit. The opponent is hit in the chest. So go ahead and roll damage on that.
Had it been the head, it would have died.
Yes, it would have.
For attack. Oh, where is my damage for my bow?
It should be bow attack down there at the bottom. It's the D8 that's on there.
Oh, there it is.
And if you're doing the Still Mind skill, you have an additional 3 damage on top of that.
So I just put that in the mod.
Yeah. And then you just double click the die.
This new sheet is so amazing.
I'm
Some
glad you
cool
like
sheet.
it. And your audience, if you want to see what the sheet for Fantasy Ground is. There. All right. That is 10 points of damage. You hit this thing. It screeches at you and is now an enemy. Kaizen, that was your action. You have 1 remaining action. Since you used the first standard one, you can do something else.
Pull my sword out and go back into waiting as I focus and return to my quiet place.
All right. Kaizen moves back into waiting. It is now Nova's turn before the creature goes.
So Nova is like, oh my gosh, because clearly I've been having a moment with this creature. It may be in love with me, I don't know, but it's okay. But at the same time, she goes, Kaizen. She's gonna Cosmo is gonna at the button. Yeah, that.
All right. So you're going to use Cosmo's attack.
I am going to use Cosmo's attack.
All right, so use chained and roll the attack.
That was damage.
That was damage, yes.
I'm still getting used to it. What is not on there, is it?
Chain, there we are. It is on your ability sheet. You can roll from the roll there. It should have
Oh, it's handy. I'm sorry. Yeah,
it has 4 on it. Hold on.
well,
you
see, that's
add-
another damage.
No. Roll in the roll section. The one that has a little D20 attached to it. Do you see it? There you go. 14. You hit. So now you roll the damage from that sheet. And 6 points of damage comes in.
Oh.
So you hit it in the head. That is 12 points of damage. Suddenly, in front of you, Kaizen, you've never seen this before. Something that's kind of a scintillating color kind of appears a little bit in a cloud. And this massive, how do you want to describe Cosmo, by the way? Is it like the image, or do you do something else?
Yeah, he's like the image. It's kind of like a mix of like the Chinese style lion head with like the swirly doos and kind of the flatter face, but like with the teeth and the in his mouth.
So-
It's really big.
So this large magical chain and spiked collar around its neck kind of glow into existence as Nova's hand comes forward. This creature just lashes forward and bites the head off of this bug and then just disappears as the head falls to the ground and the bug starts flailing rapidly in front of you.
Cosmo, drop it, Cosmo, put it down.
You
Good
see
boy.
it just like fall and roll across the debris.
I take back the funny look I gave you earlier. I saw it. I saw it.
Oh, good, because if that was my imagination, I'm worried.
It was scaring to say. So, shall we be on our way?
Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
The two of you begin sprinting back down the pathway and running. You hear the sound of clicking and the whisper of wings around you as you go rushing off into the swamp. Make an agile roll to see how fast you can get away from your opponents or if they are catching up to you.
Oh dear.
Kaizen gets a 6. And Nova gets a 17, 18, 19.
Can I pull Kaizen and get less of a move, get him more?
Yes. Let's see. I'd say you could remove yours you could bring yours down by 4, which would bring his up by 4, which means that you are pacing the enemies. They're still chasing after you. You begin rushing through the swamp, and I'm assuming you're heading towards whatever that village you saw earlier, yes?
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
You start struggling through the swamp, your feet getting stuck in the muck here and there. We see behind them in that multi-tiered eye thing happening again, that multifaceted eye vision, a whole bunch of these creatures kind of hopping amongst the trees and around the mushrooms around and behind them, coming in like a raptor pack from all sides as they're sprinting through the muck in the woods. Nova has to keep reaching back and pulling Kaizen out of these stuck spots he keeps getting caught in.
Thank you.
And you begin hearing them making all kinds of sounds around you as they're kind of trying to draw you in, make mistakes, get nervous. And as your heartbeat starts pounding rapidly, you come onto a small trail. As you're running up it, you see these creatures jumping around through the woods around and behind and beside you. Kaizen, you're in the back. Something lashes out at your legs as you're running. Roll defense.
Defense. Where my defense at, Tyson?
It is in the top right of your front of your sheet. It's got a whole bunch of little circles next to it.
Right on your
right
ace.
under aces in your image.
Thank you.
There
12.
you are. You are going to get struck, my friend. And a scything claw comes out of the darkness, raking across the back of your leg, dealing 5 damage to your right leg. That takes off your armor. You take 1 point of damage. Your leg begins bleeding. You hear the creatures kind of chitter in excitement as they can smell your blood and they can smell that you're food at this point.
Great.
So right leg, reduce the armor that's in that spot to 0, and then just take down your health by 1 on that, and from your CHP.
Got it.
Okay, so they continue rushing. Nova, you see Kaizen, you hear Kaizen like yelp in pain. You turn back, you see this creature that's just dug down, shredded off some of the clothing and armor he's wearing, and drawn blood through his leg. You kind of pull him forward, and you see 2 more of these things land on the ground nearby.
Is that going to affect his running?
Not
Not
yet.
that he
He's
was
not
doing a
wounded yet.
great job. So I'm gonna like scoop underneath him and like get him, less than grabbing, but actually like, okay, let's go. And I try to sprint.
Okay, so roll agile to see how well you're able to pull him.
Oh,
20.
Okay.
So you're able to grab a hold of him, and you hurry as quickly as you can. As you get closer and closer to what you can see is a small barricaded city up on a hillside, these creatures start slowing down a little bit behind you. You can see Empire soldiers standing out in front of the city.
Oh.
All you see is dwarves. Kaizen, dwarves were both friends and enemies on Sedna, so you don't know what to expect from them. But Nova, you recognize them straight up Empire soldiers, and you both got pointy ears.
we cannot go that way. No, we can't go that way because of these.
Oh, the not allowed thing.
Both of you make an aware roll for me real quick.
Who?
Nova and Kaizen make an aware roll. Kaizen gets a 10. And Nova gets a 16. Nova, with your roll, you see the edge directly to what would be your right, which is the northeast side of this village up on the hill. You can see a bunch of dirt just kind of fly out from the side of it, and you see a little kobold head pop out from a hole underneath the gate, or underneath the wall.
That's less threatening.
Let's go there.
Okay.
You rush over in that direction, and we see Nova and we see Kaizen at the bottom of the hill. Nohu, you look down, you see a couple of strange-looking elves down below you. What do you say?
Well, am I done with my tunnel?
You've just finished this end of it, yes.
Oh, good. I'll just patch it up, make sure that it's all well constructed, and I'll just look over there. Do they seem to be coming up?
They're running towards you. You see a bunch of bugs running in through the wilds after them. You know those bugs are not nice. They've tried to eat you lots of times.
Oh, yeah.
Help!
I'll look at the box, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm a famous explorer. and I'll do like a sort of finger guns, and whenever they're in my range, I'll use my PDA attack to fire some lasers from my fingertips.
Go ahead and roll
Before
your
he
attack.
does that, as he does his little finger gun, Nova goes, I tried that, it doesn't work.
Thank God, I just love a good exploration.
All right, know who?
Yeah.
Roll your attack for your finger guns.
Finger
Boom!
guns.
19.
Finger guns!
You hit the nearest target, smacking into the leg. Roll for damage from your finger guns. And you see 5 points of damage. The creature kind of stumbles a little bit and rolls, and then stands back up. And you see it kind of turn and limp back off into the woods. As you get closer to the village, they know not to come directly over here, and they have turned and left. Nova and Kaizen begin climbing up the rope towards Nohu, or climbing up the wall of the hill towards Nohu. And we switch back over for just a moment as we see Patchy. Patchy, as you're standing there out in front of your house, there's a wall in front of your door you put there earlier. You hear the militant soldier's voice from behind you. That's far enough there, Skixon. You seem to be in quite the hurry for an old codger, especially for one who seems to be blind. You see them put their hands on weapons.
I raise a mug, making like a tinkling sound, as if a beggar.
Why don't you roll charming for me as you attempt to pretend to be something you're not to these soldiers, Patchy?
I don't know why, but that was totally Adam Sandler-y.
Oh, you got a 14. Your opponent, however, got a 17. So
I can hear him that in an Adam Sandler voice now.
Can I see this? Am
you
I anywhere
can-
nearby?
You're nearby. You're off to the side. Nohu had passed beyond you and went to the wall, and Patchy had just turned and ran towards his house. You can see them. You can see the guards.
Cool. Can I distract them?
How do you wish to do so?
Can I use getting flashy, but instead of triggering a simple mechanism, can I use a dagger to cut off their coin purse?
You could definitely attempt to. Go ahead and roll agile as you do this. As long as you get higher than a 12, I'll say you succeed. So 12 or higher. Nice.
How about an 18?
Kiara just grabs the dagger from her side, just and flips a dagger out, and you cut the coin purse in a way that gets their attention. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just want it to spill out so then that it buys Patchy some time.
All right, Patchy, as you're standing there staring at this guard, suddenly see a dagger just fling by, and you see the coin purse on this soldier's hip hit the ground, spill, and you hear the ringing of
It hurts my soul
silver.
a little bit that the coin purse isn't coming to me, but at this point I can pick up silver off the ground. I'm not above it.
Yeah, the soldier goes, "What the hell?" and looks down, and you see him begin gathering the stuff from the dirt real quick. You have a moment, Patchy. What do you do with that moment?
I skitter and climb up and go down my chimney while they're not looking.
All right, give me an agile roll, and let's see if you succeed. They are distracted at this point. Oh, that is a 2.
Patchy.
All right,
Okay.
there's an ace. He rolls again. He gets a 5 that time.
Come
That
on
is
now.
right.
What?
Patchy, 2 choices.
I tried.
You
I
get
tried.
caught as you attempt to go, and they will try to stop you in some way. Or you go all the way, but they see everything you're doing. No, there's an ace from McSherry to Patchy.
Woo!
But like, I don't think I can pass. Let's see. Can
You
I?
have
Do
to
I
get-
get any
you have
plus
to get a-
because they're distracted?
You have to get a 14 or higher. They're at negatives because they're distracted. And you got a 14!
Patchy, let's go.
Patchy rips up the wall and then just goes down the chimney very fast. The guard finishes picking up the coins and looks around. Where the hell did he go? And on that moment, our scenes fade and the episode has ended for tonight. Thank you all for being here with us for our inaugural episode of Dreams of Silver and Stone. I hope you had a good time tonight. We definitely have. And we hope you come back to see our next episode. We will be having a 1-week break from this show. Most of the time here on Roll for Chaos, we're going to have the 3rd week of every month off. We will sometimes put one-shots in there. We will sometimes, do a variety of other things. Of course, I'll
10 candles.
like 10 candles here with Anna. We're going to let you talk about that. That will be running next week. We also do have the inaugural episode of Sparrows starting next Friday. They will normally have the 3rd week off, but since we are getting these started as soon as possible, that one will be starting on that time. So we are going to go around the table. We're going to say our hellos, say our goodbyes. I'm going to ask everybody if they're willing to just say what you liked about tonight's game and what you look forward to. And then we're going to say goodnight after that. We'll go in the same order that we went before, so everybody can just be right where they were. Which means we're going to start out with Nohu. Nohu, where can we find more of you? What do you look forward in this game? And anything else you want to say, of course.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being with us and enjoying our premiere first episode. You can find me, well, every week in this very same game for as long as it continues. And, well, what else can I expect or hope to get into Nohu that leaking more things, sniffing more chemicals, and getting to pee in a lot of things. That's the life. I mean, if you can't find the good things about that, then what is life even worth?
Absolutely. I want to see all the things that Nohu gets to pee on in this adventure. It'll be great. We're gonna continue around the circle. Sinan, Patchy, your turn.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sinan playing Patchy, the ever youthful Skixon. What I'm looking forward to? I am looking forward to see how the six of us manage to get together and what insanity ensues. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
I hope I don't creep people out too much. I hope I get to see the nicer side of me before I make people go crazy. Hey, he's a war criminal. He was trying to kill little Skixon. I'm making a use of his body.
I don't know that. All I know is that you have a hostage.
I mean, you don't know if it's mine. Maybe I'm looking after the place for someone. Oh, you don't know.
I'm sorry, it's not my hostage, officer. I'm holding this hostage. This is not my pet.
Yeah, I'm holding it for
my
friend.
roommate.
I'm holding it for a friend.
I'm holding this hostage for my friend.
I'm just hostage sitting. Like it's like plant sitting.
Officer, it's not my hostage.
Oh boy. Well, I look forward to seeing where everybody goes and how they all get together as well. And Patchy, oh my god, man, you got me on the ropes here. We got the soldiers in there. They're almost on you right now. I mean, jeez.
I have an idea how to get rid of the body. We'll see.
How to get rid of the body.
I have acid.
Jar will help.
I have dissolving stuff. I also have machines that I'm hoping to experiment on and turn them into possibly a rat. So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. And moving on over, Kaizen, Steven.
Hey everyone, I am El Deviant Devil. I play Kaizen, the Imni Stillmind, and man, that was first and foremost super fun. What a great time opening up a new game. What I am most excited about is seeing the dynamic of all of these characters, because there is quite a variety of characters. So again, watching them interact is going to be hilarious. Already good chemistry and good funny time. So I cannot be happier to be here. I'm so happy to be on Roll for Chaos and be a part of the Aether and Steamworks world. You can catch me here, obviously, on Thursdays in this show with all these wonderful people. You can also catch me on Tuesday with Glitz and Gamer over there. Glitz and Glamour?
Whatever.
Gets in Glamour.
Yeah, for our crazy talk show where the dice decide. Roll for charisma. I'm
Roll
so
charisma.
excited. Roll charisma. Roll for chaos.
Steven's
roll for
drunk.
charisma.
He did roll for chaos after roll charisma. Just
Yeah,
saying,
true.
like that was.
That was I did mention it at one point. I was like, is that too close to that one? Because I really feel like it meets on brand really well. But
Yeah.
it's like nobody will get it confused. That's fine.
No, we're just over here rolling for different things, you know.
Just roll. At some point, we'll tell you what it's for.
Roll, you'll feel something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can catch me
That's
on
the name of
Twitter,
my show?
YouTube, all that. Yeah, right?
Roll, you'll feel something is my show.
Roll,
Thank you.
you'll feel something.
That's like the after dark show.
Can we get a self-congratulatory little clap from everybody here for being such awesome characters tonight? Oh my god, every
And
one
an
of you
even bigger
is
clap
so amazing.
for our amazing artist who did all of this amazing art, producer of this entire show, writer of this entire campaign, creator of this entire system.
Yes, I deserve this. I deserve it. Please give me more.
Never mind.
Amazing.
Retracted.
Because I'm available soon.
Well, Shannon, I am
Apparently-
35 now. The deal still stands.
Yes!
Apparently, this voice is my watermelon shirt for Shannon.
True.
So, speaking of watermelon shirts, Rob, why don't you give us your outro here for Clay?
Yes, I am. Speaking of all these rolling names, I'm Rob B. Rolling. You can find me as such on Twitch and Twitter. But I was so delighted to be.
No one
Listen,
can talk today.
Okay, don't search that without safe search, but yes, you can find me there. No, I had so much fun playing Clay the Scoundrel, and one of the things I'm most excited about is going back to that place with my actual pickpocket, because we could make a killing there, and it would be so delicious. No regrets.
You
Already
just set up a
loving.
station. You just get a job on that train and just.
Yeah, I mean the train, the like giant animal resort they have, like I just like so much money. This would be like printing money there. But yes, if you want to see me around the internet more, you can of course follow me on Twitch and Twitter, where I'll let you know wherever I'm doing stuff. And I'm also running my own homebrewed 5e game on Valdrian's channel every Wednesday evening. And I'm a member of the Not Quite Heroes podcast. And we're a D&D 5e and Quest actual play podcast, which I have a large hand in what's coming up next here. So follow us at NQH Podcast on Twitter for all our links and all that good stuff. Other than that, thank you so much for joining us. I had so much fun.
It is
such a delight.
It is a little early to say it, but I believe there's also a one-shot in the works by this individual here for this channel.
Who,
on the
me?
29th.
I
this
wouldn't.
month.
Oh my.
So keep an eye out for that as well. And speaking of things happening, Anna, why don't you go over here with Kiara?
Hi guys, I'm Sanctum Cosplays. Ignore the fact I'm slowly stripping on stream. It's really hot, and I am wearing 30 layers of clothes. So yeah, Steven, yeah.
We're a new stream. We need the viewers. You go, kids.
Exactly.
Go.
Wait, let's go.
You do you.
Let me just take off my corset real fast. But I had a great time playing Kiara. Can't wait to see how she interacts with all of the insanity. She is the wet blanket to everyone's fun. So it's gonna be great. She's
Even her
not boring.
Even her picture is of being a wet blanket. So
Yeah,
you know.
she is a wet blanket. Even in her look at you knew Ty. Even before I explained how I was gonna play her, you knew. Know-who is the cutest thing I've ever met in my life. Know-who has to be protected at all costs. Ty, if you think about hurting Know-who, we're gonna have words.
I don't have to do that. Know-who will hurt Know-who. That'll be what happens.
It's fine.
Also, Strat, I cannot get over.
Ruby's rated with
Ruby! Oh, thank you for the raid. Oh my goodness. I have to say, we're at the end. We
have to do half an hour more.
We gotta do half an hour more.
Game now. I don't think the rules.
We have to say, we just ended the show. We're at the very end.
The Crystal Crew. Amazing.
Ruby, we love you so much. Thank you very much, Ruby Raiders over there.
Greatest.
Crystal Crew, we appreciate all of you.
Oh
my
If you
gosh.
want to check this out, it was brand new. We just ran it for the last 3 hours. You could go back to the beginning and watch it. We wouldn't blame you.
We wouldn't mind. You threw a follow our way and check out the next episode. We'll be here same place, same time.
Yeah.
Lord.
Wait, Ruby got a PB? Woo!
Ooh, Ruby! Good job. Congratulations.
go.
I agree with bees. One more scene.
One more
One more
scene.
I'm not hearing a no.
We have 147 viewers, Ty.
I mean, we have 147 viewers.
Hands up if you want one more scene from the crew. If they're willing to stay for one more scene, then
Damn it, I just wiped my snoot, but okay.
One more scene. I'm putting my gloves back on.
Yeah. Okay.
You did this.
Put the
You
layers of
did this,
clothes back
Crystal
on.
Crew. This is the power you have.
All right.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
We have to go with another scene then. And I mean, we fine. We'll just do that. So the last thing that had happened was our resident Skixon old guy that was blind happened to have rushed up the side of a house and down through his chimney, escaping from the law because he's got a hostage inside of his lab.
Correct.
From there,
Hey,
Great
he's a
team.
war criminal. Come on.
right?
No one knows that.
Great scene to come back to. Yes, I agree.
We see Patchy rush down inside of his lab immediately. You can hear the sounds of the soldiers outside searching for you, Patchy. What are you doing with that moment that you have? There are walls in front of your doors because you put them there with magic. And there are walls in front of your windows because you put them there with magic. You were completely barricaded in except for through your chimney.
I rush into the chamber that the prisoner in. I drag him. I like throw him into a little sarcophagus looking little thing. I tie him in, shut it, and
Door
press a
slams.
bunch of levers. It starts up electricity like rolling, and I add a couple of components in from a while.
I meant to test this before, but here goes nothing.
And
You
pull on
the
the lever, hoping he turns into a Skixon.
All right, you
or a
attempt to do something to this individual inside of this thing. Give me a brains roll and spend an overload, and we'll see what happens. All right, that's a decent roll. I will say that it does have an effect that is not just liquefying or killing this poor dwarf you've put in here. We're gonna have you roll on the chaos table to see what happens to him, and I will interpret.
Chaos.
I will
More
interpret what
chaos.
that means. So here we
Turn
go,
that man's
everybody.
into butterflies.
The last chaos roll
Patchy,
made someone
last chaos
turn a
roll for
statue
the night.
alive, so.
We're gonna see what happens there.
Wait, my earphone fell.
Oh no!
How do I roll?
I just sent you the table. You should be rolling on the chaos table. Can you see it there?
I can.
There it
Here we
goes.
go.
And 29. Target the ability. One random target in the affected area has any weapon that touches them instead becomes sheathed in that part of their body. So the creature
What?
inside of the chamber, the dwarf that was in there, you begin using this thing and it just like jabs these needles into. We see him just like, and all of them connect and then become part of this poor dwarf, as the coffin-shaped device that you've created now has absorbed into him, and you see the door start to be shaped into his face in front of you as he starts pulling his arms out of the box, and now he's half box, half dwarf there in front of you.
What? Pain. What you do to me?
Can
It's
I?
not
Can
just
I
in the BBG.
Can I restart the machine?
Oh no!
I have more limits. I have more overloads.
We
Do it again.
We see him like go to hit it again and try once more. We'll give you one chance. Roll brains once more to see if you can try to reverse the effect or change something.
Okay.
12. That's not gonna be high enough
Chaos
at this
table.
point. What was that?
Yeah, stable. Can I roll the cast table?
I will allow you,
You
to roll on
want
the
to
cast level.
hurt this
the
poor
table.
man more?
I'm going to say.
Yes.
I'm going to say. This time, this chaos effect is actually going to target the area of the room around you. Depending on what happens, that could be good or bad. So,
Do it.
One more roll. There we go. This one says the air within the distance to the target becomes immeasurably cold, reducing move by 1 per round and freezing any target that reaches 0 move solid. Those affected gain back 1 move per round they are outside of the area. So you're standing there and you flip this switch and lightning goes off and the box kind of starts to explode and you see frost just rip up the wall around you. Suddenly your clothing becomes heavy with frost and icicles. Your goggles begin to have these sickles extending down it. The creature inside of that box, whatever you did, didn't react appropriately. It's now damaging your lab, and as you stand there, it's getting colder and colder and your hair begins freezing to you. The longer
Did
you
the thing
stay,
freeze at least?
it is freezing solid. You see him like moving towards you.
What have you done?
Shut up. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
You now need to move out of the area, Patchy, if you wish to not be a patchy sickle.
Yeah, I need to take Felicia with me too, and I'm out of there.
He deserved this.
So,
It's just desserts.
Patchy, you have 2 options. You can run back up the chimney. You can try to go through, well, I guess 3 options. You try to go through one of your walls, or you can head into the watchtower.
I'm gonna try to head out the chimney and come behind the guards to pretend like I never went to the inside my house.
All right, Patchy rushes back up the chimney. We go back outside. We see Nova, we see Nohu, we see Kaizen, and we see Kiara. So, Nohu, you see these two come up the side of the hill. The bugs that were chasing them are gone. You have your little tunnel dug nearby. You've already indicated who you were, but what do you say to them as they come up the side of the cliff? And what language are you speaking in?
Mio.
Okay, in Mio.
Default to Mio unless otherwise stated. And if they can understand me, at the very least they'll see the small kobold like puffing his chest, blowing his fingers at a little bit of ray of smoke. A bit like, those big things, they sting very nasty. Who are you?
Nova's eyes like literally turn into chibi hearts.
Yeah, it happens.
I don't understand him.
Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. You are absolutely wonderful, wonderful. I can't stress how much I appreciate you. I say in Mio.
You see Stella move over next to Nohu and kind of look at him like they're cousins or something.
Who did?
So neither of
Stella
them.
does.
Stella?
Neither of them speak my language, or I understand them.
I don't think they do.
Steven does.
Yeah, I did. I just spoke to you.
Yeah, I don't. But you're adorable. And my pet likes you.
All right, so Steven's able to respond to you. And right at that moment, you hear a poof, and you see ice and snow kind of coming off of the house right on the other side of the fence. You see little shards of like ice fly out into the air, and you see little flakes of snow start drifting down.
Oh, that's weird. It doesn't usually happen when I'm not nearby.
What was that?
We move over to Kiara. You were standing in the village center. You threw your knife. You knocked down the coin purse. You distracted the soldiers that are looking at Patchy. You see him just bolt up the wall and go down inside of the tunnel. The dwarves start looking around for whoever cut their coin purse, whatever occurred that way. What do you do as you see them starting to turn towards you?
I am going to use my wonderful to the ancestry, hidden rabbits, and slink into the shadows.
All right. So I'll roll a resistance roll. Right. So they look at you for a second and they don't recognize you, and you just kind of step aside as you've erased your face from their memory. And the guards just kind of, whoever did that, you're breaching the law. You're in violation of subsection 1418B and like 3 or 6 other pages. I can't keep it all in my head right now. So, and then there's the boom, explosion goes off. The door on Patchy's lab kind of shakes a little, and Kiara, from where you're standing, you see a layer of ice just shoot out across the ground.
Impressive.
We all see Patchy standing on top of his roof, looking down at everyone nearby.
Dude, I'm trying to stay hidden. I'm trying to land and then like look at the wall and like look like I've just been bumping into the wall because I can't see.
Well, give me an agile roll as you leap from your roof and try to find a way to make yourself look innocuous with a cat on your head.
I lean over to Nova.
19 plus 2 is a 21. And the guard is slightly distracted. Yep. So, Nohu or Patchy, what does this look like as you convince the guards you've been there all along?
I land to the side of the building, and like right at the corner, like you can see like my fur. I just look like I just wandered off as they started looking on the floor and ended up in the side of the building, and now just I'm walking into the wall and can't find my way. I'm like,
We see a meow, and Felicia like leans down, begins licking liquid out of your fur from all the frost and frozen bits that were there. And as we see Patchy bumping into the wall, and the soldiers confused as fuck. That's where we'll end tonight. That was the extra episode. Thank you. The extra scene.
Episode?
The extra
Whoa.
scene. It wasn't an episode. It was a scene.
we said we would do half an hour more.
Just for you guys.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody. So
I'm gonna need a cup of coffee if that's the case.
Yeah,
3 more hours.
We said half an hour more. This has been
I
like
didn't
20
say
minutes
half an
more.
hour. Then you. Everybody. They all want to
many
play
bits
forever.
per
I don't
block?
understand. So yes, you can definitely come back and check us out. If you do want to see this, we will be taking next week off, but we do have every Thursday at this time, which is 6 Pacific time, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. If you want to come and hang out and see some crazy stuff happen with some really amazing people that are very good at games and chatting and being funny and interesting, you know, more so than me. But we didn't actually say goodbye to Nova. Why don't you give us your outro, and then we'll take off for tonight.
I was kind of hoping you just skip me because like the pressure is a little higher under mine. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you Ruby for the raid. You're amazing. Thank you guys for stopping by. This was an amazing first episode. I am, as I said at the beginning, and even more so excited now to play with all of these guys. And yeah, check us out because this is going to be freaking awesome. And then we've got on Fridays we're gonna start having sparrows, which is gonna be just as awesome as this. So yeah, hang out with us, stay, do the thing. We love you.
Absolutely, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for popping in here, and thank you again very much, Ruby. You need to be in some of our games at some point. Absolutely.
Yes.
And you can check out Ruby's obviously amazing shows over there on Twitter. You guys all came from that, so you know where it's at, or not on Twitter, on Twitch. But of course, check her out there and on the Ascended on Sundays. Give that love and support. For us here, again, we have Thursdays. We'll have Sparrows next Friday, starting at 5:30 Pacific. And that's Space Pirates, still set in Aether and Steamworks with an entirely different crew. Occasionally, this figure over here, Sinan, might show up as Admiral Cal Jester Ronan.
Moving up in the world.
Once in a while. But yeah, keep an eye on all of our stuff here. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, RF Chaos, Roll for Chaos over on Instagram. And we'll keep you appraised. Come join our Discord if you want. Other than that, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you all. Have a wonderful night. And goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for giving us an extra scene.
Yes.
It gave them all an extra scene.
We've never had an encore on camera.
All right, you crazy people. I'll try to see if I can find somebody to raid as well. If any of you want to stick around for that, feel free to do so. But good night from our side.